What if I told you the reason nobody listens to you is because you talk too much? Look, your family is sick of you over-promising and under-delivering. You have to earn their trust back so they start to believe you again. My name is Marquez Pye. I came from a broken home, and I almost let the pain of my past destroy my family. Now I help high-performing fathers save their families before it's too late. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things. Number 1, why your family stopped believing you. Number 2, what behaviors destroy their trust the most. And number 3, I'm going to show you the only thing that can actually fix this. Look, the first step to fixing anything is being honest about what is actually broken. And most men aren't being honest about this. They think the problem is their wife doesn't communicate well, or that their kids are just too disrespectful, or they just need to spend more time together as a family so they can connect better. Those aren't the real issues though. Those may be the symptoms of the sickness, but they aren't the problem. Here's the real problem. Your family stopped believing you, and it didn't happen all at once. Trust isn't broken in one big moment. It's broken because of a bunch of small ones. Every time you said you'd be home for dinner and you weren't. Every time you promised to be at the game and you got stuck at work. Every time you said you'd change after losing your temper and then you lost it again the very next week. Think about it like a bank account. Every promise you keep is a deposit. Every promise you break is a withdrawal. When you keep making withdrawals without making any deposits, eventually you won't have any money in the account. And when there's no money in the account, you can't buy anything. That's why your wife stops responding to your apologies. That's why your kids just roll their eyes when you make a promise. It's because your credibility card is being declined. Not because they don't love you, it's because the account is empty. And this is the most important thing that you need to understand right now. You're the one that trained them to stop believing you. Not on purpose, of course, but that's what happened. And not only did your family lose faith in you, but something else happened too. You broke your word so many times that you don't even believe yourself anymore. You've literally trained your own nervous system to expect failure from you. When you make a promise to your family, a part of you already knows you probably won't keep it. And that part of you is right, because you've proven it to yourself over and over again. This isn't just a trust problem with your family, it's a trust problem with yourself. And until that changes, unfortunately, nothing else will. Now I want you to do this quick exercise for me. Think about the last 3 promises that you made to your family or to yourself. Be honest. Did you keep them? If you didn't, it's not okay. And we need to do something about that right now. I want you to make one promise, just something small. It doesn't have to be big or overly dramatic. Something like, I'll be home by 6 tonight, or I'll make sure I put my phone down when I'm at the dinner table with the family. I'll read to the kids tonight before they go to bed. Just pick one. It doesn't matter what it is. Write it down, or you can put it on your notes app in your phone. Text it to your wife or your kids, or send it to somebody that you trust that you know will hold you accountable. And here comes the most important part. You have to give yourself a consequence if you don't do what you said you're going to do. Something that actually matters. It has to be something that's meaningful, or you won't be motivated to do it. But you can't be out here negotiating with yourself though. Do what you said you're going to do, or be a man of your word and accept the punishment. This is how you begin to retrain your nervous system to believe that you can be trusted again, and that you would do what you say you were going to do. You need that emotional element in order to make this work. Remember, don't deviate, don't negotiate with yourself, keep your word. And that'll be the first deposit back into your credibility account. And more importantly, it's the first step to rewiring your mind so you can stop self-sabotaging. Because the reason that you don't keep your word is because you don't trust yourself. That has to change first. Look, before I keep going, I want to say that if any of this is making sense or it's landing, I wrote a book called I've Been Framed. It's only $9. It'll show you exactly how the belief systems running your life and controlling your behavior got installed, and it teaches you how to start rewriting them. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. And don't worry, if it's trash, I'll give you back your cash. Now let's keep going. Now let's look at what's actually destroying that trust. Here's the part that most people and most men tend to skip over. And it's the part that actually matters the most. It's not just what you're not doing that's emptying the account, it's what you are doing. Yeah, not keeping your word is bad, but there's something that is actually worse. And a lot of high-performing fathers and husbands are doing this. See, your kids aren't just listening to your words, they're studying your actions. That's why the do as I say and not as I do mentality is dumb. Your words have to match your works. Every time you walk through that door, your family has been programmed to read the room. They ask themselves, is dad calm tonight or is he pissy? Is it safe to come talk to him? Or do we need to just stay out of his way? They're not responding to what you say when you're calm. They're responding to who you are when you're under pressure. See, being a high-performing man, it has its rewards, but it also has its challenges. You're constantly under pressure, always having to make big decisions, always having to carry things and carry people. And if I'm being honest, a lot of times it can be a bit too much. That's why, if you aren't careful, you'll be one person at work and another person at home. See, you don't have a choice but to control your emotions and your tongue when you're away at work. But when you come home, you just want to relax. But life just won't let you because you still have responsibilities when you get home. And flying off the handle, being rude, and yelling at your wife and your kids, it's not okay. The amount of money that you have in your bank account, it doesn't give you a pass for your bad behavior at home. And it doesn't matter what your revenue is either. It doesn't matter what your title is. Your kids don't care about none of that. They care about whether you're safe to be around and if they can trust you not to hurt them. And this is something I believe we need to stop pretending is okay. High-performing men have been sold the idea that success justifies everything, but it doesn't. The only currency that matters at home is presence and consistency, not your production. Now here's what I want you to understand about why those reactions keep happening. Think about when you and your family are out at a restaurant. When a waitress brings you the receipt at the end of the meal, do you get mad at her? No, you don't, right? You know why? Because you expected it. You knew what you ordered, you knew what you consumed, and you knew what you had been served. So it made sense for you to get a receipt. Your anger, your emotional distance, your lack of emotional control, your inability to stay calm when you're dealing with your wife and kids, that's your receipt. And it matches the transactions of your life perfectly. The childhood that you experienced, the pain that you absorbed and endured, the beliefs that got installed in you before you were old enough to even choose them. You're not a bad man for having the receipts, but you do need to understand what was ordered. When you look at that receipt, what's on it? The drinks and the food that you ordered, right? But there's also something else on it too. It's the drinks and the food that your wife and kids order too. See, when a waitress comes, she brings out one receipt, right? Which means that because you're picking up the bill, you have to pay for everything that you ordered and the things that you didn't order. Oh, I'm about to get in my bag right now. And I promise you this is about to be worth the price of admission. I need you to understand that this is the same with your life and the operating system that controls your life. There are things that you are still paying for that you didn't order. For me, it was child abuse. And I'm sure you have some stories like that too. Some traumatic experiences, some painful moments, and some things that you probably have shared with somebody, and some that you probably never shared with anybody. But I need you to deal with those things, not later, right now. Because if you don't deal with what happened at the transaction level, the receipt is always going to look the same. So the next time you feel a reaction coming, try this. Pause for about 30 seconds before you respond. What's happening in that pause is you're giving yourself some space. And in that space, I want you to ask yourself some questions. Ask yourself, what is this really about? Am I actually in real danger? What old wound is this moment touching right now? You don't have to have a perfect answer. You just need to start seeing the transactions before the receipt comes. And just by asking a question, this will cause a pattern interrupt to your brain. And this triggers a new response instead of the typical automatic response that you have. Now, I know you're probably wondering, all of that sounds great, but how do I actually rewire my mind so that my nervous system responds and reacts differently? I got you. I put together a 60-minute training course that helps walk you through how to identify what's running in the background. And it allows you to see why you react and respond the way you do. But I also show you in depth how to actually do the work that leads to you having a better nervous system and belief system. The course is called How to Rewire Your Mind in 60 Minutes. And I made it extremely affordable, super easy to digest, and it won't require a lot of your time to get you through it. It's simple, quick, and easy. I know you're already a busy man and probably don't have that much time to begin with. So this helps takes away that excuse. All it takes is about 10 minutes a day for a week to rewire your mind so you can become the man, the husband, and the father that you want to be. It's only $37. I left a link for it somewhere down in the description below. Now here's something that I had to learn the hard way. You can watch every video, you can read every book, you can be taking notes right now on everything that I just showed you and still fall right back into the same patterns next week. because knowing isn't the same as becoming. Think about it this way. If you watched a training video on how to play like Michael Jordan, would that make you an expert? No. You could watch every game film he ever recorded. You can watch every game he ever played in. Study every move that he ever made. Know how many times he stuck his tongue out his mouth and still not be able to execute on the court. Because watching and doing are two completely different things. Education isn't the same as execution, and information isn't the same as implementation. To actually be able to play like MJ, you need someone who knows the game, someone who can watch you in real time, correct what you're doing wrong, and push you when you want to quit and give up, and help you actually develop the skill through repetition. That's what transformation requires. Information without application is just entertainment, and trying to apply it alone without someone who can see what you can't see will just leave you guessing and stuck in the same place. That's why I started my inner circle for high-performing fathers like you. It's called the Fatherhood. I tried to change on my own for years. I had the information, I had the desire, I just didn't have a strategy or any accountability. And I kept finding myself ending right back up in the same place until I stopped trying to do it alone. Here's what I believe. You can't slick talk your way back into your family trusting you again. You have to become the kind of man who actually keeps his word. You have to become the man who can control his emotions at work and at home. What I also learned is that you can't force change through willpower either. You have to change behavior at the identity level. Most men think they have a discipline problem. They think, if I just try harder, care more, and commit more. But you've been trying, and you keep ending up in the same place. That's not a commitment problem. It's not a discipline problem. That's an identity problem. Hear me and hear me clearly. You will never consistently keep the promise that doesn't match who you believe you are. If your identity says deep down I'm the kind of man who means well, but doesn't follow through, then no amount of trying harder changes that long term. Identity controls behavior, not the other way around. The thermostat always reverts back to the temperature that it was set to, which means that the work isn't about making more promises. Identity work is about becoming the kind of man who just keeps them. The work isn't about trying to control your emotions. Identity transformation helps you become the man that relates to and regulates his emotions. See, when you change your identity, your family stops wondering if you'll follow through because they already know you will. That's the man your family's been waiting for. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be someone they can count on. So, if you're ready to start your own identity transformation process, then go to the description and click that link to get my $37 course to help you rewire your mind so you can finally be the man, the husband, and the father you desire to be. Remember, your current identity can desire the life you want, but it's not strong enough to design it yet. Again, the link is somewhere in the description, and it comes with a money-back guarantee. If it's trash, I'll give you back your cash. Remember, unbreakable fathers create unbreakable families. Peace.